Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly general angel reading for the month of March 2023. So, I'd like to begin by first welcoming everyone back to this monthly series for the monthly general angel reading. Sort of the overview for the month. And I'd also like to welcome anyone who is new to our Angelic Wisdom community. This is my birthday month, and I'm sure that I probably share it with many others that will be watching. So happy birthday to all of you and fellow Pisceans. And I'm gonna try to remember not to only this year, starting with this month, to not forget to acknowledge the birthdays of others who are having a birthday for the months following and your season, in terms of your zodiac season. So I'm gonna try to make an effort to remember to do that. Starting this month, since I always do it on my birthday and I don't want anybody to feel slighted. But yeah, so just before we get into the reading, I just want to, remind you to select the all notification bell to make sure you're subscribed, and to also dislike, and to also leave comments. So just can't ever say enough about that. But just know that the reading is complete when everyone who has been guided to share something that has impacted them through the reading. And to make sure that all of you who are watching, whether you leave a comment or not, that you, if you feel guided to tune in and to comments, then make sure that you check those out to see what other insights may have come up from this collective community. As this reading, when I tune in, I tune into our collective I am presence. So each and every one of you has an extraordinary wisdom that you carry within you since the conception of your soul eons and eons ago. And you've been carrying that wisdom and evolving and cultivating that wisdom through many lifetimes, through many in many different parts of the universe, and even in this moment in other parallel universes and multiverses where you are also existing in terms of your monad, which is made up of 12 souls that are existing right now somewhere in the universe, that is your same energy. It's like having experiences that are going to becoming a part of your collective monad. So it's just so vast what we share and what is available to us. And this is why this concept of oneness is so important, and why we, just can't put it all in words. But the more that we start thinking in terms of oneness, we will have, your gifts will expand, and you'll have access to more spiritual power and influence, vibration, energy in your present awareness than you've ever had access to before. And so, but if you're also looking for an angel reading with me, at the time that this video will go out, it's still February, you can still select the special offer reading for the month of February, the first time promotional offer reading for the month of February. And as for my birthday month, I'm going to extend it as well. So you can also get the first time promotional offer reading for my birthday month to everyone. And so there it is. And you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. If you'd like to support my channel or anything else, you can select my PayPal Me link. It'll be greatly appreciated, and everything that all the gifts that you give goes back into the channel. So I really appreciate that. Also, I will be working on the 12 angel scopes, which are the 12 zodiac readings. So I'll be working on getting them out sometime in this week. And so hopefully you'll remember and have a chance to watch those. Okay. All right. And so I'm just going to explain this and the format that's laid out before you. And the card in the center is going to represent the Archangel that we'll be working with in this month. And then the cards on either side, this card on the left is from the Major Arcana, and this card is from the Minor Arcana. So the Major Arcana tells you the major energies, themes, lessons, influences that are shaping the experiences that we might be having in this month. And the card on the right from the Minor Arcana is going to tell us how that might be showing up for us, and what we might want to do in order to sort of work with that or mitigate it, depending on what kind of energies we're dealing with. So let's take a deep breath. And there already wrote one word as I was beginning to speak, and it was sensitivity. So, well, I just wrote the word coffee. So I don't know what that means, but, you know, it gives me a sense of people use coffee for energy, like they want an energy boost. So I'm not sure if they're saying they're giving you an energy boost, or you're going to need to really, you know, take care of your energy and be aware. It almost feels like, you know, I mean, I don't drink coffee for that reason, because it overstimulates me. And I'm not telling you all not to drink it. I'm just trying to understand the message here. So I know a lot of people use it because it gets them going. So that means that it might be, we'll see how the messages unfold, that we need a little bit more support getting going. And this idea of sensitivity makes me think that the energies are going to be a bit intense, and that you and I are going to be feeling it a little bit more than usual. And we're already more susceptible to energies and those influences. And so finding ways to balance that, your energy, is going to be really, really important. I've been working with some very interesting techniques that I've been discovering, and I don't have like it around me. I'm going to recommend this actually. Let me go over there and grab. This is a book that an oracle deck that I found last year, and I have a card that I was working with this morning, and it's really beautiful. You know, I do believe I had a time in Lemuria, and my first Lemurian sea crystal, this is actually a Lemurian sea crystal, but this was the first one that I got. And I was reading a book called The Lemurian Way, recommended by my teacher, mentor, Kim Sear, and then all of us in my particular healing group had an experience where we felt like we all probably had a lifetime together in Lemuria. So when I think I had this already, and when I did a meditation, I was taken back to that time, and I heard this amazing music that they sang. It was unison, and they were just climbing hills, grassy hills, and it was just a beautiful experience. And so ever since then, I've had this, you know, connection with that energy. And this oracle is I just now discovering how it is being meant for me to use it. This oracle is really energy healing or energy medicine, and it's like this card here. I just did this meditation, Divine Cosmic Mother Womb, and most of the book is a card, and it takes you, it's just really reconnecting you with these energies of that era when the earth's frequency was so pure and the vibration was so high, and we had these sort of this incredible love and support. So if you've ever worked with a Lemurian sea crystal, there is incredible love. I mean, rose quartz is one thing, but Lemurian sea crystal is just like love. Is like this cosmic spiritual love. And so I recommend this oracle. I'll have to put the link on Etsy where you can find it. And the people, they're really great people. I emailed them and they're just amazing. And this work is really, has been really helpful because I've been experiencing, as I was saying, that I have been having like this birthday month, pre-month. I've been noticing for years now since I began my spiritual journey that I have a pre-month, the month before. So I was born on the 17th, and then I noticed around the 18th, which is usually around President's Week, that I start having all of these spiritual sort of episodes, and meaning just this awakening. And this year was just a whole new level of that. And I've been experiencing a lot of just, you know, heavy energy. So when I wake up in the morning, probably because I'm doing things and at night when I'm sleeping. And I just noticed that the energy, especially last week, something is really, something's happening, and it's all beautiful, but we might be a little extra sensitive, and this oracle really helps. The cards, just using them not to just to, you know, tell your future, but this is about energy medicine is the way I see it right now, how it's been working for me. So I've made this oracle sort of like my daily meditation. I start the day with it to help me integrate the energies, and like all of that just went away as soon as I did that card this morning, so that I could now be clear-minded to do this. But just you can, if you have questions about it, you know, this oracle, you know, you can go to my Facebook page and DM me, and you know, I'll try to get back to you within, you know, several days. It may take me a week, but just be aware that yeah, it's really worth it. Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of time on that, but so yeah, that's all that was to say, that you might need a little extra support than the tools that you have been normally working with. But if you can't, you know, buy this, I mean, I think it was like, I know it was it's yeah, it is expensive, but it's like 50 something like that, but it's really worth it. Like I said, it may not be for everybody, so check in with your guidance, but it's not to be used as an oracle to tell. I mean, it can be, but it's really for just energy healing, or energy medicine. So let's just call in your guardians of light. And ask them to surround you with unicorns and gold energy, protection and love. And they ask you now to just tune into your heart and to just allow it to open. And Archangel Michael is placing a cloak of protection over you right now. And so just receive. And he's also handing you his sword of truth, so that you can walk in integrity, to uphold spiritual boundaries for yourself, and to remain strong and courageous in your spiritual principles. And he's asking you right now if you need to let anything go, to cut any cords, or to clear your energy, to give him permission to do so. And as you just release, as you open your heart and you just send it out energy, just also release any and everything from your energy fields. And know that Archangel Michael will take it all, transmute it, clear those cords, unburden you, and then infuse your energy with light. To restore your well-being. And he's just saying to trust him, to relax and trust. And there's no judgment. So don't be afraid to share things that you might not feel comfortable with, or that you might feel ashamed that you behaved a certain way. They don't care about seeing you, like judging you. They don't care like that. They only care about you, and you knowing that you're loved and supported no matter what. And so really reveal and share with Archangel Michael anything that you would like for him to make right with you and with others. So that you can stand in your truth, that you can call all of your power back to you. Because anything that we're holding on to or we're carrying, we give our power away. And then we start to feel even more vulnerable, more afraid. But just remember, it's okay to be vulnerable. As we discovered in our recent reading, that being vulnerable is just being true to yourself, being authentic. And this is where Archangel Michael wants you to focus. He doesn't want you to judge yourself. He just wants you to learn how to be yourself. And even if you trip and fall and make huge mistakes, it's better that you were doing it trying to be who you truly are than to make a mistake out of shame or guilt, or trying to manipulate or hide or conceal or to filter who you are, or oppress or who you are. So let's just tune in to the energy as Archangel Michael will continue to work with you and clear your frequencies. Let's tune into this month's energy. And they're just showing me a sort of a waterfall. And out of this waterfall stands an angel. And they wrote the word fog as if there is some deep confusion. And this deep confusion is evolving sort of revolving around inadequacy. Now, they keep writing the word help. And instead of suffering with this inadequacy or this feeling of inadequacy, because you're stepping into some really unfamiliar territory right now. And they keep writing the word help, meaning reach out for help. And by first asking the angels to send you the help that you need. They ask you to really send out a clarion call to the angels to give you the help that you need to feel safe right now, to feel hopeful again. That some of you are feeling a lack of hope, that it's slowly dwindling down, and that you need help, a boost of confidence and faith in the world again. And they're writing magical that somehow some of you feel that life has lost its magic. Maybe where you felt like you were always in sync with the universe and things were just kind of unfolding for you effortlessly, and you've lost that connection. And you think you've done something wrong. They wrote the word bad because it's like your inner child is going through some emotional trigger, and it's interpreting it like the first time somebody was displeased with you as a child and you thought, I'm bad. And so you think that maybe you're paying for something that you did wrong, but you may not be quite sure, and you may have these illusions about what it is. And it's about none of that. It's really about that you have flowed your attention into something that was inaccurate. It was unworthy and undeserving. And remember, where your attention flows, energy goes. And so you've only fed it by believing you did something that deserved what you might be experiencing, this loss of magic in your life, which is just saying you felt lucky and things were going well for you, and now they're not. And you think that there is luck and there is not luck. And what you're really going through is a transformation. And a transformation is really being in unfamiliar territory. It's a sense of no control because you don't know what to control. You don't know what's really happening, but you're going through a rebirth. You're right in the center of your ascension process, your own evolution. And what did you do? You did something really right, because you might have had a moment where you woke up and you felt like something different needs to happen, or you felt something in your gut, a signal. It was uncomfortable, but it was actually a signal from your soul cutting through the layers of illusions to reach out into the universe to call that something very profound and blessed. So you've done nothing wrong, and you've not lost your luck. You're actually the luckiest you'll ever be right now, because everything that's being prepared for you is completely new and different in order to be the answer to your prayers that you are desiring, even the ones that you haven't even clearly formulated. But because of the experiences that you had, they asked for you. Because there's a knowing within you that is always actively seeking out the highest good, calling forward, calling to you energy from above, so that you can always be in balance with above. As above, as below, as below, as above. But the universe, the abundance of the universe, the above, is always going to keep working towards making you in the below a match to it. It will never give up on that. And so therefore, your energy is wasted when you spend time worrying about what you could have done better. Regrets and disappointments and failures, shame, guilt, it's a waste of energy. And it's the only reason that you feel like you're stagnating, because the stagnation is really a resistance to this natural process to bring you back into the fold. And so when you worry, you feel guilty or ashamed, that is an energy that suspends the flow. Now, the flow is happening behind the scenes, whether you like it or not. You can't stop the flow, but you create this blind spot that just becomes a whole reality for you, where you think nothing is going on and that you have stopped being blessed. When you feel unlucky, that is your sign that you have put yourself in this blind reality world, and that you are ignoring the flow and the abundance that is a part of you and flowing to you and is surrounding you. The signs are there, but when we're in this dark, blind space, we can't see them at all. All right, so let's take a look at the message from the Archangel. And this is really interesting because it's Archangel Muriel, and it's, speaking of sensitivity and intuition. So Archangel Muriel's message says, trust your own wisdom and have faith in your psychic impressions. So, here we see a full moon, and he's got some flowers and incense. And so this is like he's showing us or reminding us of tools that we need to start working with. Like when I see these flowers and I see this water, like a bath or a cleanse, right? A sea salt bath, sage or some kind of energy clearing that you might use, sage or Palo Santo or whatever it is, whatever herbs that you might use to cleanse, or you place in your home, in your environment to keep your frequency high. Working with the cycles of the moon and being and in terms of manifestation and healing and setting new intentions, etc. So that you can really receive. Now, so it's interesting when that word sensitivity, and we often, when we feel things, we often want to get away from that. you know, like it feels like it's too much. But one of the things I've been learning is that information is a part of our dynamic, our spiritual dynamic. It is supposed to flow in and go out. And it's going to continuously do that. When we ignore or we resist, then it stagnates. And when it stagnates within us, that information becomes overwhelming. So the thing with energy, however you experience it, is a mental chatter or emotional, emotions that are building up. It has to move. So being a witness through silence and breath is really important. And sometimes what I will do is why I always talk about opening your heart, because that's where the energy goes out. And so, first of all, make sure that you work with the unicorns as the easiest way to accelerate your frequency by asking them to clear each of your 12 fifth dimensional chakras. Do that every day. So those are the stellar gateway at the very top, soul star chakra, causal chakra, your crown chakra, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, sacral, base or root, and the earth star chakra beneath your feet. There are 3 above the crown, the causal, soul star, and the stellar gateway. And so make sure that you do that every day. Place, call upon the Christ light, the golden ray as well. The unicorns vibrate at a very pure high frequency, and so that will really boost your and clear your energy. And you can also ask Archangel Michael to place his royal blue cloak, a protection around your energy field. All right, so just really tap into use your tools in order that you'll be in balance with this information. And so even in the meditation, the part I want to really get to is where you feel overwhelmed, open your heart and just see the energy going out into the world. So even if you don't understand what the information is coming through that needs to go out there, just send it all out as a general healing in your space, to the world. And you'll feel a relief as you're channeling. You're really always supposed to be in a state of channel. You're always really doing that. And so, but when we worry, when we can't make decisions, it's because now we're not going with the flow. We're struggling with the channel of guidance. And this is why it's like holding our breath. This is why we doubt. This is where doubt comes from. It's because we don't keep that flow of that channel of information flowing. We don't always have to know all day long, every second of the hour, what that information is. It will integrate. As long as you're flowing, it will integrate into your cells, into your consciousness, etc. And it will come out of you when you need it to come out of you, meaning as an understanding that you will convey. It will do that automatically, but you have to make sure that you're not holding your breath or that you're holding your channel. And then you won't feel so overwhelmed by the information. And then you will learn that sensitivity is your power. You're not, because we all know this, because we probably heard it now, the message, but what we're still struggling with it is because we are not practicing this process of keeping that channel moving, making sure that we're monitoring our breath and that we're not holding our breath. so that it doesn't get backed up and stagnates within us and causes our nervous system to kind of experience it as anxiety. Once it is continuously flowing, you will be at peace and you will be able to receive the guidance and clarity that you need at all times. All right, so let's take a look at the message here. And the energy that you're working with this month is the Empress. So that's just really confirming what we were just talking about. The Empress is this abundance that's flowing through you in a very powerful way as creative insights, creativity, information, expression. I often think of Archangel Gabriel as being associated with this, the Empress. So, and he's the Archangel of communication and the arts. So doing things, artistic things, even hobbies, gardening, dancing, exercise, these things will help you to keep yourself active in a way that is in alignment with your soul and your spirit, and will keep you from stagnating that energy so that you won't feel overly burdened or, by it. So that reminds me, like, I haven't gone back to the gym in a while, and I might need to do that, as well as getting some of my singing in daily to help me with this, the energies I've been experiencing. So yeah, creativity, when it's ready to surge, which means, it really means that there's something that you're really meant to do right now. This is a time for you to really, this is a fertile time for you. This is a time for for possibilities to become realities, and where opportunities are waiting for you. So it's about putting yourself out there, being in the flow, not holding up in spaces like a hermit. And this is that why they were talking about that confusion. The way that you're seeing this energy coming up for you right now is, and it's interesting, it's like this cabinet with all these options in there, but you still don't know what to choose. But there's a door beside this window. And I don't know if it's like a shop that you're going to go in and buy something. But the idea here is that you need to be aware that if you're feeling this sort of confusion, you're feeling overwhelmed by a lot of choices, or if you're procrastinating, it's because you're procrastinating. And this is really about being active in some way. If you can't physically do the thing that you need to do, then at least practice channeling, meaning making sure your heart is open, that you're sending the energy out to the world. Do things like gardening or whatever creative hobby or creative project that really lights you up. Once you get in that flow, you will start to know who you are and what you want, and the things that are right for you to do at this time. You'll understand what your soul's priorities are for right now. And then there's also keep knowing boundaries. So again, this is something that we need to talk about as well, which I've written about in some of the previous writings, about needs versus just wants. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting, but our society and our capitalist economy has made us into consumers. So now we've been targeted through their marketing strategies, target our psychology, which is, I think, lacks integrity. I really think that it should be questioned, and someday it should be stopped, because it makes everybody compulsive. Like someone who's suffering with compulsion, substance abuse. It's the same targeting, and it's really unfair. And so we want a lot of things because of the influences out there, where they call us consumers for a reason, and that is not who you are. You need to first focus on what your body's needs are and what your soul's needs are to feel completion, fulfillment. And you've heard me talk about this before, like, you know, and if we were really having a practice of making a priority of focusing only on what we need, we would come to really understand this deep inner peace. Because there are things that we need. Our body needs good sleep. Our body needs a really good bed mattress so that we can sleep and rest well. That's a need. If that's an expense, if it's a excessive expense, but it is a need for your body's overall health and well-being, right? Food, adequate food, good food, organic food. This is not a waste, but things that they've gotten us into wanting a lot of other things that we don't need, and then we prioritize them over the needs that will actually. Our needs are like self-care, is what I'm trying to get at, versus wants have just turned into compulsions. And so that is one of the reasons why we can't make choices from the heart, because the heart has so many distractions, so many wants. That consumer influence of us being consumers is getting in the way of knowing what would truly fulfill your heart, so that you focus on what your body needs and what your soul needs. And when you know what those are, then you will be able to look at the world that they have given us, that they're creating. It's their economy. It's not your economy. You got to get out of that, you got to get out of the outer world's economy and start focusing on what your economy is. Because how can you know what your success is? We're all going around doing a whole bunch of stuff, trying to be successful, but it's not based on the success of your soul's criteria. It's based on the success of some world paradigm that's been created, and they don't care about you in that same way because they only care about getting wealthy. But your soul is here to care about you and others' well-being. Your soul cares about everyone around you being happy. And so we're service-oriented. We're not consumers. We're service-oriented. We want to take care of ourselves, and we want to make sure that everyone else is taken care of around us, because if they have a good life, we can also have a good life. And I'm not saying that you should go out and give away everything that you have. But I'm saying is that, when you pray for yourself, pray for somebody else to have what you're asking for. Or if you can do something to help somebody else, do it. But make sure you do it for yourself. It's not do it at the expense of yourself. No, do what you want for yourself. Try to do it for others through whatever channel of service is your special gift. All right? And I think that once you get a handle on this, what are my needs? Think about what your body needs to really thrive in this world. And once you know what those necessities are and that you've given them to yourself, and then what does your heart need to feel fulfilled and happy? And make sure you focus on what those priorities are, and make sure you do that. And once you have, you will feel loved and supported. You will feel at peace because you are not living beyond your means. In the consumerist model, everybody is constantly being targeted to spend. So what people have done is that they have spent They owe every dime that they make every month. And you'll never, no matter if you have everything you need doing that, or everything you've ever wanted doing that, you do not have what you ultimately were meant to have. And that is first a sense of autonomy over your reality. Because if you owe everything, then you have to do everything that you do in your life instead of you everything being an opportunity, as in I get to do this. So if you get to do things like this, I'm just going to simplify because of time, but in my estimation, like if I'm making $100,000 a year, then I know I could live comfortably off of 40,000 or less, actually. And I don't make this kind of money, but I'm just giving you an example for a general person. And so now you get to go to your job. You don't have to. You get to go to your job. You are now no longer stuck in that because you don't live up to everything that you're making. And so somehow, if we can unplug from the matrix of this consumer matrix and get into the matrix of the soul and oneness, those things, we don't need all those things to thrive. But in having all those things, we find ourselves surviving rather than thriving. And this is the point that I'm getting at. And this interferes when you are wired up, anxious about how you're going to survive. You can't thrive in your spiritual awareness and intuition. You can't be guided to the next flow of opportunity or joy because you're afraid. This is where the attachment to lack comes from, because we're all being targeted into the matrix of capitalism instead of our spiritual awareness. And then through that matrix of the soul, you can effectively and consciously and safely exist within the constructs of this physical world's paradigm as it is right now. I'm not an expert on this. I may be talking gibberish, but it's just what the wisdom, I hope I'm getting it across the way they meant it, that I am discovering. And so I hope it helps you, because we're bombarded with so much energy that we don't know how to handle. We're trying to be spiritual and we're trying to be successful in the world. And you have to find the balance that will allow you to do that. But it has to be, you have to remember one thing. It's the world that you are to live should always come from the inside out, not from the inside in. That is why you would lose your autonomy, because that means you're giving your power to the outer world instead of bringing your power to the outer world. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful month. God bless.